Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I decided to try and bring up a lung.
That's what happens when you talk about Michael Bay films.
Shut up. It's not
Dinobots.
funny. Fuck you. Anyway,
And since we're
I
on the
don't.
subject anyway of Ninja Turtles, it might be
Well,
nice to announce that they've found their shredder.
just really quick. Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. You were still in the middle of yours. I'm
yeah, no,
sorry.
that's all right. I just wanted to say that from the little bit you can see of the layer that is completed, surprisingly, it's one of the few things it looks like fans might be happy with because it actually looks very reminiscent to the layers that we've seen in the past.
So it's got a subway car in it.
Now you're thinking of the second, third movie, but I mean like even before that, just the straight sewer layer.
Yeah.
But that's not saying much. I'm still scared shitless for what they're planning on doing to it.
I,
And you
I
were
just I love the set photos I've seen so far. You've got guys in motion capture suits, with shells on their backs, motion captures. It looks just hilarious.
yeah.
But on the same note, they found an actor to play Shredder. It's been confirmed. William Finchner. I can't pronounce that last name. Finchner. Most people might recognize him from The Dark Knight, where Joker puts a grenade in his mouth, and in the beginning when he's in the bank and drives off.
Uh,
I kept waiting for him to blow up, and nothing happened.
There's always hope. Just like there's always time for lube. Doesn't mean you're gonna get either.
Oh, bite the pillow. I'm going in dry. Ugh.
Yeah. Now, yeah, he's been in quite a few. He's been in quite a few things for Shredder, and
I don't really have a problem with it being a white guy, but it'd be nice to, have like some kind of Japanese
well, then
lineage.
you would definitely enjoy the Last Airbender.
Huh. No, but I'm talking if they had some kind of the lineage in there, like he was a guy who came over and took over the Foot Clan and took on the name of a samurai in the past named Orokusaki.
Yeah.
That could work.
No, like I said, I'll be not watching the movie anyway, so I'm.
Don't be biased. You're reporting on these things now. You can't be biased.
It's Michael Bay. There's no bias in it. It's just straight up fact. Michael Bay is involved. The movie's going to suck.
All right, on
Tell
to
me
our
I'm
next.
wrong. Have we seen a good Transformers movie yet?
I like the first one.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when that piece of crap is considered the good movie. You know, where the gray guy is shooting at a gray guy, and another gray guy is jumping over missiles that were shot at him by a gray guy. And here's another gray guy ripping a gray guy in half while standing on a gray roof.
They looked like actual, like the cars had transformed.
Uh,
Not everything's going to look like the cartoon.
here's one minor problem. Where did the color go when they transformed? Because, hey, when the gray guy transformed into a black van, or the other gray guy transformed into a lime green rescue vehicle with a red stripe. Really? At least Megatron was gray, kind of the color he should have been.
Actually, he
Well,
was white.
Bumblebee was kind of yellow, and Prime had some red and blue popping out, so at least I knew who the hell they were. So, like I said, even as crappy as the first movie was, that is considered the good one. I have
Uh,
no hope for this series at all.
well,
Maybe someday we'll get out of the GoBots franchise and make a real Transformers movie.
uh, well, we got some news on Independence Day. See
Yes.
that Will Smith is too big for his britches, and doesn't want to whore himself out for such little money anymore, and he will
Doesn't
not
want to
be.
whore himself out. That's how we're putting it.
That's how I'm putting it. He doesn't
Okay.
want to whore himself out for so little, because basically actors are whores. You pay them for a type of entertainment pleasure. They're whores.
They're whoring it up.
Yes, but and the surprising little thing that I saw here was Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, he's still, yep, he's still in their price range.
So is Bill Pullman, evidently.
Yeah, I could see, because I like myself, Jeff Goldblum. I like him as an actor. I loved him when he was in Law and Order.
Yeah.
He was in the last few, or one of the last few seasons of Law and Order CI. And he did a good job on that show. He was a cop who was raised to end up being a doctor and a psychiatrist, but just to piss off his dad, he became a cop.
Yeah.
Uh, but let's see what else we got here. Sorry if I'm looking off to the side, folks. I am now, checking out my TV for all my internet, stuff. Okay, that's new, but not noteworthy. There are
Well,
new clips.
I'll say well, if you're looking, I do have a couple of other stories that I could go over.
All right.
Um, I've got two of them coming from geek.com. Um, I'll go over the darker one first because we'll need a palate cleanser afterwards. Um, Chinese teen sells own kidney to pay off video game debts. Should not find this funny in the least.
I find it very funny because I need a friggin' kidney. I need another one.
You've already got three. You greedy
Yeah, but two
bastard.
don't work.
I don't care. You're still a greedy bastard. Selling your organs on the black market is a pretty stupid and dangerous thing to do. But for a second time in China, a teenager has decided to do just that and has hit the headlines because the sale relates to video games. The first time the Chinese media got upset about such a sale was back in 2011 when a teenager desperate to own an iPad 2 sold one of his kidneys in order to be able to afford one. This time around, another teenager has sold his kidney. Excuse me. But this 18-year-old isn't after a shiny new Apple device. He apparently just needed money to pay off his video game debts. The teen is only known by his surname. I'm going to butcher this. Zhang. I believe it's Zhang. And somehow he has managed to rack up a video game debt of $3,255. How we did that, we have no idea.
Oh, I know people that do some.
But
We've got mutual friends that spend large amounts of money
on
on
free
Facebook games.
video games.
Free Facebook
Um,
games.
But it could be that the Chinese media is getting video games and gambling games confused. Either way, Zhang managed to get $6,510 on the black market for his kidney and got completely ripped off in the process. Zhang must have been, I'm sorry, Zhang must have either been desperate or oblivious to the actual value of his kidney when he made the deal. The price he could have demanded was $47,000. But he collected less than 15% of that. The dealer must have been laughing all the way to the bank as the teen went under the knife
blood
and
bank.
put his life at risk. All we can hope now is that Zhang came out of the operation without any complications. He also needs professional help to beat whatever addiction he has that allowed such a large gaming debt to be accumulated.
Well, if he had that other 40,000, he could pay for professional
I
help.
suspect he isn't getting that help, and the money that remained after paying his debt has already been spent. Thoughts?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I am surprised at how many stupid people there are in the world. I keep getting... Yeah, just when you think it can't get any dumber, it escalates.
Yeah.
It just gets... And I thought Chinese people were supposed to be smart.
They are. They're extremely book smart.
Yeah, but when it comes to math... Okay, I'm going to get in trouble for all
Yeah, you need to stop because
I'm going to get in trouble for
I'm
these
the one who's
choices.
got to do the editing here, okay, douchebag?
People, they
Could
are
you
jokes.
please stop with the racist shit? Yeah, I understand that it's a joke. You know what? Paula Dean thought it was funny too. Look what happened to her.
Yes, but we're not sponsored by the Food Network, those uptight pricks. Not to mention, the word that she said was said out of context and 20 years ago. So,
You know,
they're just being dicks about it.
That's still a whole debate we're not even going to get into.
I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hate humans.
Do you have another story, or should I keep going with my stuff?
Well, not really any real geek news, but it's funny nonetheless.
Okay.
Liam Neeson set to star in Taken 3. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He can't keep a hold of his family.
It's-
Everybody... Oh my god, it's Taken 3. They've taken Liam Neeson. Because he only has a daughter and a wife in the movie, right? So they're going to take him now.
No, they're not going to take him. We know what they're going to take. If
If you don't know this, watch Hollywood Babylon.
or
and wait
better
till
yet,
the
listen to Hollywood Babylon because it's hard to watch an audio podcast.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, that's true. We were able to be watched.
No.
Didn't come out right, did it?
No.
No. Okay.
No, but it'll be interesting, though, to see what they can do with that movie after. Okay, the second one I heard didn't do too well. I've seen the first one; it was all right. It was just basically fighting, and you took my daughter, I want her back. Kind of like watching Ransom, but with less violence.
Or like watching The Hangover 2, only this was funnier.
I never seen a Hangover movie.
And I'm proud of that fact, because neither have I.
All right. My next story actually has to do with Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con.
Okay.
They're going to be, since they've been branching out more than just geek stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be having a Vikings panel this year. The History Channel show The Vikings, which I think
Excuse me.
it's a very good show. It's actually based on an actual Viking. I forget the character's name though. But he was the first man to go west towards England, during the Viking raids instead of east.
Okay.
And, basically fuck the English up the ass. It's a good show. If you ever get a chance to watch it, it's very...
Yeah, as I say, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, so I don't,
It just surprises me that, it's going to end up at, Comic-Con. History Channel has been really, taking a big step forward as far as, their programming lately. Let's see. What is it? Oh, let's see. Let's see. TV
Well,
shows.
I do have another story. This one, thankfully, not from China,
Go ahead.
but it is from Australia.
I
Me,
interrupted you.
that's quite all right. Australia bans Saint Row 4. Children now safe in Outback. Again, this is from Geek.com. I just love how they wrote this. In a move that effectively amounts to an outright ban, but which is defended as a mere refusal of classification, the I'm sorry, Australian Classification Board has rendered Saints Row 4 unsaleable in the country's retail stores. The body cited numerous problems, including implied sexual violence and incentivized drug use. Though the whole point of the game is to be as tasteless as possible, the series' postal-like agenda has always been supported by a more solid fundamental game and, crucially, a more competent comedic execution. The fact that the game aims to satirize the excess of the behaviors portrays as either unimportant or more likely, I added that part,
I
utterly lost on the government body.
I've never played the game, but I do know enough to where the game literally makes fun of itself. It is over the top. You've got people running around in giant heads and weird looking weapons and stuff, just
Yeah,
screwing around.
exactly.
It's not Grand Theft Auto where where the violence is, meant to be brutal and decisive, and it's this it's
Well, it's like, all right. The Australian government has a history of banning video games, but in the past, the decisions have been largely due to specific instances of violence. For example, Left 4 Dead 2 was banned for relentless, gory violence, but a simple blood removal and limb reattachment patch was all that was needed. In this case, the problems are much more fundamental to the tone of the game, and a reworked edition for the Australian market will be significantly much more work. Volanton, I'm sorry, Volition Software, an ironic name at this particular moment. Violation, Volition. Yeah, a software company is working to create an Australian version of the game which will receive classification without reducing the game's outlandish gameplay. Australian PC gamers have more options for getting around the ban, such as purchasing non-Australian keys redeemable on Steam. For console gamers, the choice is between importing or waiting for a censored version. If I know the tendencies of that team at all, their efforts will include a few additions to offset the subtractions. Don't be surprised to see a few gentle or not so gentle jokes at the expense of the Outback Nation. Anything from a kangaroo suit that renders the player invulnerable to direct references to certain politicians is possible. So, yeah, what should also be expected is more of these sorts of clashes between games and regulatory bodies. Even in the case of games that set out to shock for artistic reasons, like Spec Ops: The Line, the increasingly visual fidelity of games will necessarily bring them into conflict with groups. In the original Prince of Persia, it was cute to see a man crushed by a huge metal trap. In Frostbite 3, might it elicit a slightly different reaction? I'm pretty sure that the government just went look and went, ooh, blood! But there's a gag with it, no blood!
Well,
But that man got shot!
I've said it before, and I've said it again. Video games don't make me kill people or want to kill people. They keep me from killing people.
But
So,
I mean, just yeah, yeah, just
I
I don't even know what to say to this one.
it's just
I think it's
stupid politics.
hysterical. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
It's just stupid politics, you know.
That's
Just
exactly
still,
what it is.
they're still treating Australia like a penal colony. Penal. I'm horrible. I get. I don't know. It's just I have no word. This, we're supposed to be moving forward. Being able to say and even in Australia, say what you want.
Right.
They're a little more liberal over there than we are, and you know this is what sets them off. Really?
I don't know.
Ah,
I got nothing. I really don't.
well,
You're
I was waiting for you to finish because I just found an interesting story.
go for it.
Warner Brothers is acquiring the rights to the book series Encyclopedia Brown, in a hopes to adapt it to a feature film.
I was hoping you weren't going to finish it with that sentence.
For those of you who don't know, the book this is based off a children's book. The book's centered on Leroy Brown, aka Encyclopedia Brown, son of a police officer, or police chief rather. And the kid ran his own detective agency, basically. Books featured the kid often, most of the time with his friends, his friend and live-in bodyguard, Sally Kimball.
Yeah. You know what? I'm shaking my head no, and I'm saying no, 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 no.
Well, why not? They
I
did.
should take that back. You know what? I wouldn't make this a theatrical movie.
Well, if they do it
But
animated,
no, no, no. You can do it as a live action. But what you do is you maybe take it and make it a series of like straight to DVD movies. And I don't mean chintzy. Here's $5 and a webcam. Go make a movie. Give it a little bit of a budget, but
well, they could do it like
it's
they
not
did.
going to do well in the theaters.
They could do it like they did Tintin. Not a lot of people knew about Tintin.
Actually, many people know about Tintin. Maybe not necessarily over here, but Tintin is a very beloved character around the world. Um, and
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Brown really is a loved character with children. But again, I don't see this working as a big big screen adaptation. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. I don't know, but I think what you do is make a series of smaller movies aimed at younger children, aimed at the audience that would be reading the books.
Well, I
That's
just came
just me.
across. I came across old books. We were talking with Jamie the other day. She was reading like those Camp Fudge, I think they were called, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
I was telling get her like Nancy Drew, the Boxcar Children. I read those books
Oh
when I was
yeah.
a
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well,
I'm running low on news here.
well,
Oh, I do
we
have
do.
a video that our viewers, if we have any viewers out there, might want to watch. It's a video with actors such as Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, The Rock, Henry
Oh,
Cavill,
part three of the this little series. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
on if they what they'd like to play. If they'd like to play in Star Wars.
Yeah, there's actually two other parts to this, and it's cute.
It is funny towards the end because you've got Billy Crystal saying he wants to play Miracle Max as a bad guy in Star Wars.
And I would love to see that.
Have
Have
fun
fun storming the Death Star. You think they have a chance?
Not a chance. No.
Yeah, you think they'll do? How do you think they'll do? Not a chance. Uh,
Little chocolate covered midi chlorians.
fuck you. Midi chlorians. Dave's like, what? What was that?
All right. Well, those videos were called Star Wars Episode 7 Movie Stars Talk. There's 3 parts to that.
Um, I guess we should move on to our next thing, which is the networks. At least CW, NBC, and CBS at this point have already announced their fall premiere dates.
Yeah.
What we'll do is I'll tackle NBC, you take CBS, and then I'll do CW.
Sure, I'll get a network I only watch one show on.
It's
I only
more,
watch one show on
as I
CBS.
say, that's more than I watch on that network.
No, you watch the same show on CBS.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet, so technically I haven't watched anything on that one network.
You know what? We forgot one story, and it's an important one. It's the death of actually a very famous writer. A lot of people don't recognize the name, but they recognize his work. Richard Matheson.
Yes, that's right. I apologize. That was supposed to open this show.
Yeah, we forgot that. But
We did not forget the
Richard
death.
Matheson
We just
died
forgot the story.
recently at the age of 87. A lot of his stories were adapted to TV. Most of them were, in the beginning were Twilight Zone episodes. He wrote Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
My absolute favorite episode of all time.
One of my 3 favorites.
There's something on the wing of the plane.
My 2 other favorites are The Monsters Are on Maple Street and Will
Yes.
Real Martian Please Stand Up. He also wrote I Am Legend. Let's see what else. He also wrote the first Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel, which is an awesome movie.
Yes.
It is the movie of epic road rage. It's really messed up.
Yeah, it is.
He also wrote a story.
Excuse me, by the way, for when you see me doing this, I do have a bit of an ear
You got an
infection at the
earwig?
moment. Yeah.
Is Khan giving you messages again?
Yes, he's actually screaming, "I'm not Khan." Sorry.
He also wrote a short story called Steel, which the 2001 movie Real Steel was based
2001?
off of.
You mean 2011 or 12?
Huh?
2011.
2011.
Yeah, the Rock'em Sock'em Robot movie was based off that.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. Like I said, there was an episode of Twilight Zone. I said this earlier, where it was a box. Boxing was taken over basically by robots, and in the Twilight Zone episode, this guy started fighting the robots, in the ring because he wanted to prove himself or something. Got his ass kicked, but this guy wrote a lot of stuff I watched growing up.
Right.
And I love it. The story that he wrote, Last Man on Earth, Omega Man, which is led to I Am Legend.
Yeah. He's
Go ahead.
no. I was just agreeing. It's like he's written so much, and he's kind of an. I hate to say he's an unknown, but like you said, even when we were talking about it earlier, I didn't even recognize his name right away.
Mm.
So it wrote some amazing stuff.
I'm going to steal a Kevin Smith line because I really like this. Big bucket of wind. This guy is awesome.
Most definitely.
Mm.
All right.
So, you said we were going to move on to the fall.
To the fall lineup.
Yes.
So, like I said, I will start with NBC. You will take care of CBS, and I will take care of the CW. And oh boy, okay. Here's a look at NBC's premiere schedule. Monday, September 23rd. 8 to 10 p.m., The Voice. 10 p.m., The Blacklist. Tuesday, September 24th. 8 to 10 p.m., The Voice. 10 p.m., Chicago Fire. Wednesday, September 25th. 8 p.m., Revolution. 9 p.m., Law and Order SVU. Thursday, September 26th. 8 to 9, Parks and Recreation. 9 to 10, The Michael J. Fox Show, and I am looking forward to that. I'm hoping that works for him.
I think that show's going to be...
It'll be shot on shaky cam.
I think it's a little shaky.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
It still won't be.
Same joke.
You know what? It still won't be as shaky as the Man of Steel. Anyway, and 10 p.m. will be Parenthood. Friday, September 27th, 9 to 11, Dateline NBC. October 2nd, which is a Wednesday, 10 p.m. Ironside.
I am Ironside.
Thursday, October 3rd, 8:30 p.m., Welcome to the Family. 9 p.m., Sean Saves the World. Tuesday, October 8th, 8 p.m., The Biggest Loser, which NBC has been for a while. Friday, October 25th, 8 p.m., Dateline NBC, regular time slot. 9 p.m., Grimm. 10 p.m., Dracula.
Hey, everybody's jumping on that vampire bandwagon.
Yep. And for the CBS, we go to Dave.
Yay. All right, Wednesday, September 18th, Survivor. Because we need to see more naked, bitchy people.
Yeah, just give the times they come on to, just in case people are paying attention. 8
to 9:30, an hour and a half premiere. Sunday, September 22nd, from 8 to 11 p.m., the 65th annual Primetime Emmy Awards.
I'll actually watch that. I kind of get a kick out of watching these morons give each other awards.
Let's see, September 23rd, we've got How I Met Your Mother at 8. Oh, it's an hour-long, premiere for that episode.
And it's the final season for the series, too.
Yeah. 9 to 9:30, Two Broke Girls. 9 through 10, Mom. 10 to 11, Hostages. On Tuesday, September 24th, NCIS, NCISLA, and SUV. No, sorry.
I drove an SUV into LA. Got a DUI.
Both of those are going to be back-to-back, starting at 8 and ending at 10. And at 10, Person of Interest. Wednesday, September 25th, 9 to 10 is Criminal Minds and CSI at 10 o'clock. Yes, another initial-based show. Mm-hmm. Thursday, September 26th, from 8 to 11, I'm going through the entire list. You've got Big Bang Theory, The Millers, The Crazy Ones, 2.5 Men, and Elementary, which I will never watch on principle.
Mm-hmm. I cannot blame you.
Yeah. Friday, September 27th, from between 8 and 11 p.m., you've got Undercover Boss, Hawaii Five-0, and Blue Bloods. I guess they pulled Tom Selleck's mustache out of retirement again.
When was he retired?
I know. I thought that show was getting canceled myself.
I honestly didn't hear one way or the other, so
Sunday,
I can't really say anything.
Alrighty, moving on. Saturday, September 28th, from 10 to 11, 48 Hours. Not starring Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it's starring Eddie Murphy's son, but we'll still have Judge Reinhold in it.
Sunday, September 29th.
Wait. I take that back. Is this the pilot for the television series with Judge Reinhold, or is this their investigative show?
Their investigative show.
I apologize. I wasn't making a joke. There is a show that they're working on with Eddie Murphy's son and Judge Reinhold that takes place in the same universe as those movies, called
Uh,
48 Hours. My apologies, I wasn't trying to be funny.
uh, between 7 and 11 p.m., you've got for 60 minutes, Amazing Race, The Good Wife, and The Mentalist. Because watching CBS, you have to be. Or you don't really have to be a mentalist. You know, you just sit there and go. Monday, September 30th at 8 o'clock, 8:30 rather. We Are Men. We're men and tight. And Monday, February 24th, on Oxymoron, Intelligence on TV at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now we go to the CW.
Which seems to be really well, doing really well.
Well, some of the stuff, there's other things that I'm going, why? Monday, October 7th, 8 to 9, The Heart of Dixie. 9 to 10, Beauty and the Beast.
Tale as old as time.
Wednesday, yeah, no, if only it were that version. It'd actually be good. Wednesday, October 9th, 8 to 9, Arrow.
Awesome
9,
show.
9 to 10, The Tomorrow People, a.k.a. X-Men Light. It will still be better than any of the Fox movies. Thursday, October 10th, 8 to 9 p.m., The Vampire Diaries.
Because we need more vampires, right?
It's a season premiere. You know what? That's a popular book series, and the show is taken off. It's basically the CW's version of True Blood.
Mm.
At least there's nobody sparkling in it, so I don't care. 9 to 10, we have a new series called Rain. I tried looking up information on it. Looks like it takes place a little in medieval times. That's all I could get. Literally, it just shows a woman whose name is evidently Mary in a carriage. Great preview. Tuesday, October 15th, 8 to 9, The Originals. 9 to 10, the season premiere of Supernatural.
Will there be unicorns farting rainbows?
I can only hope. Friday, October 25th, 8 to 9 p.m., The Carrie Diaries.
The Daddy Pillows.
And 9 to 10, America's Next Top Model, Guys and Girls. So evidently they're going for a heterosexual version of the series this time. And that's literally all we've got for premieres at the moment.
Yeah.
And just for fun, we decided this week we are going to go over the weekend box office results.
Because we, haven't had enough fun making fun of, Man of Steel. We haven't had nearly enough time.
Oh, yeah. Number one on its opening weekend is Monsters University. Bringing in $82,429,469. That is, and again, of course, Pixar, they know what they're doing. Another number one right out of the gate. Sadly have not had the opportunity to see this yet. I am looking forward to it. But that is its total gross.
Yes. Next up, you've got, in second place, World War Z by Paramount Studios.
Or as I've seen a couple of tweets, it's World War... Sorry.
I don't like zombie movies anyway. Too boring.
Well, if this were a zombie movie, I could see you being bored by it.
I don't even watch Walking Dead.
Yes, good taste.
Well, anyways, our weekend gross was $66,411,834.
and it had
Uh,
a budget of 190 mil.
yep.
For some reason, we don't have a budget on Monsters U. I don't know why. But number three,
Wait. I'm gonna do my impression of General Zod.
Man of Steel, weekend gross 41,287,206. It had a 64.6 drop. Total gross. And now, mind you, this is not worldwide. This is American only. This is domestic only. $210,078,153.
I believe
Its
it's.
budget was 225 million.
I believe worldwide it's made well over four.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to do well enough that there's going to be a sequel, but they're going to have to do a lot of changes.
Well, dude, before it came out, they greenlit the sequel.
Yeah.
So, all right, number three or four rather is This Is the End by Sony Pictures. They grossed this weekend 13,290,642. They only had a 35% drop from last week, and they're on they had a budget of 75 mil, so they're
No,
they're cleaning up right now.
I'm sorry. Their budget was actually 32 mil,
Oh,
and
32
they're
mil, and
right.
they're up to 58 million.
Yeah,
Gross.
they've managed to make their budget back. They're making a profit, and they're only 2 weeks in. If you haven't heard of this movie, go look up the trailer, or better yet, just find a theater that's playing it. Go see this movie. It is genuinely funny. So far, that is one of the best movies I've seen this year.
A Seth Rogen movie.
Yes, I'm not big on Seth Rogen. I don't hate the actor, but I haven't seen a lot of stuff that he's in that I really like. This I genuinely liked.
Could have been
Um,
worse. Green Hornet.
the what?
Could have been worse. Could have been Green Hornet.
What's that? Well, anyway, maybe someday that'll be a movie. Um, number five is Now You See Me from Lionsgate.
I want to see this film.
It's made weekend gross was $7,876,002. It had a 28.5 drop off. It also lost 259 theaters. And its total gross is 94,456,978, and it had a budget of 75 mil. Took them 4 weeks, but well, no, I take that back. They beat their budget within the third week, so not too bad.
I actually want to see this movie still.
Yeah,
It looks fun.
I was kind of on it. It doesn't look bad.
It's got Morgan Freeman.
I'll probably see it when it comes out on DVD. It wasn't one I wanted to go see in the theater.
Ah.
The next movie, go ahead.
Number 6, Fast and Furious 6. From
From Universal.
Universal. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing UNI, and I think United.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that.
Gross this week they did 4,930,685. 48.5% drop in sales, and they lost almost 1,000 theaters. Gross, they've made 228,618,155 when they had a budget of 160 million. And actually,
They've done that in 5 weeks. That's impressive.
yes, and there's quite they got a good lead still on
They're-
Steel.
Uh, yeah, if they give me half of that, I might think about going to see the movie. Otherwise, I tried watching the first one, and there was a lot of laughter coming from me, and not at the jokes. I can understand why a lot of people like it. I'm not going to tear the movie down, but oof.
Yeah, fast car,
For me, it
fast
just
women.
does not do jack. Next up, The Purge, also from Universal. Weekend gross, 300, or I'm sorry, 300. Okay, 3,587,630. It's a 56.9% drop off, and its total gross is 59 mil, $604,075, and its budget was $3 million. I'm pretty sure they cleaned the fuck up.
I actually want to see this movie. I like the concept.
Like I said, I logically looked at the concept and said, "Nah, it would never work in real life." I'm sorry.
Nothing. Next movie, number 8, The Internship from Fox. Another Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn buddy film.
That evidently everybody looked at and just went, eh.
Oh, it was nothing. Let's see. 3,400,361 this week. It had a 52% drop.
No,
Not
you're,
quite as much
I'm
Man
sorry.
of Steel.
Hold on. You're confusing it with the. No, I take it back. I'm confusing it with the Purge. Never mind. I'll shut up now. Continue, please.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But then again, it lost almost all of its theaters. It was started out playing in theaters 1900, about 1900 theaters,
and it lost almost 1,500.
Yeah. It dropped about 1,400 of those theaters.
And make sure you say the total gross and what the budget is.
The total gross was 38,339,866. The budget was 58 million.
No, and again, this is domestic. Doesn't mean it hasn't made its budget back. But over here, like I said, people just kind of, and it's in its third week. And
The
people
movie was a walking Google advertisement.
It
all
was. It really, really was. Next, at number 9, we've got Star Trek Into Darkness by Paramount. Its weekend gross was $3,166,709, with another 49.4% drop. And it's lost most of its theaters at this point. You're going to be starting to see it in the dollar theaters and the second runs. But at the end of the day, its domestic total was only 216 mil, $777,625. Its budget was 190. It did all right. It made its budget back. It made a profit over here. It did not do as well as they were hoping. And it's 6 weeks in. So it's heading towards the end of its run. Next up is...
And finally, number 10, still up on top, even though it's at the bottom of our list, for domestic gross anyway, Iron Man 3.
From Buena Vista.
This week it made 2,212,582. It only had, surprisingly, out of all the movies we listed, this one had the least drop in sales. But it only dropped 25%, whereas the others were like 60, 28, and 48 and 50s. It had the least drop. It lost most of its theaters again this week.
Yeah, well, it's at the end of its run. So
it's let's see. It's made over $403 million in domestic alone. It's reached way beyond that worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
And they had a budget of $200 million.
Yeah, it easily doubled its budget back.
Which is surprising considering that ending.
We'll not go there. I do at least want to go up to number 15, if you don't mind.
Oh, fine. That just means you got the bling ring.
Yay. The Bling Ring from A24 Films, which is Coppola's daughter I can't think of her name at the moment. I apologize, but that's her company. Um, it's also got Hermione Granger in it, so it's not all bad. It's got Emma Watson in it.
Yeah,
But
sure.
eight, the Bling Ring from A24 Films, for its weekend gross, made $2,001,903. It has gone up in percentage, 833.7%. That's
Good.
also because it added 645 theaters from 5. This is its second week, and it has made altogether $2,343,144. Its budget is unknown, but I believe it was only maybe around 800, 900,000, maybe a million. So I believe it is already uh, got all of its budget back and is now making profit.
Next up, number 12, we got Epic from Fox
The
Studios.
animated Fox film.
What? Funny.
It was animated.
Oh yeah, it was animated. Yeah, I thought you said Megan Fox film. I was like, what?
No, I said the animated Fox film. It was through DreamWorks, I believe.
Yes. Anyways, let's see. Weekend gross, about 1.7, well, almost 1.8 mil. Had a 71.5% drop. You know, also lost almost. You know, pretty much.
Over half of its theaters.
Yeah. Um. Gross, it's done about $101 million, a little over that. It had a budget of $100 million.
So domestically, it made its budget back.
Yeah.
Not a critical darling by any stretch, but apparently it's a pretty good children's film. It's got a few laughs for adults in it, from what I've heard. Again, have not had the chance to see it, but that's just me. Next up, we have After Earth from Sony Productions.
Oh
Boy,
god, this is such a bomb.
$940,031. It had another 76.8% drop.
Such a bomb.
Its theater count. Oh, okay. It dropped over half its theaters. It's now playing in only 1,166. It dropped 1,266.
How is that possible? People said
Well,
no.
these
The
are
reviews
the
are bad. We're not
theaters.
putting it in our theater no more.
Yeah, pretty much. It has made 57,382,240, and again I stress this is only domestically. But its budget was 130 million. I do not blame Will Smith. I do not blame his son Jaden.
I do.
It's just the fact that um, M Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is such poison to anything at this point. People refuse to people refuse to see anything that his name is attached to at all.
And here's
They
the
are talking about doing the Last Airbender again. They're talking about doing a sequel to it, and people are like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe it could be better." Oh no, he's still directing it. They have not even written a script for it. People are already boycotting the movie just because his name is attached. And I mean, it struggled to make even 57 million in 4 weeks. I got nothing else on it. It's all you, sir.
This next movie we got is
Number 14.
Before Midnight.
That's Sony Classics.
Okay, never heard of it, but it made $901,000, 292. Did a 34% drop. Lost more than half its theaters. Again,
Well,
just like After Earth.
well, again, this is also like a micro budget movie.
Yeah,
This is
made
actually
4 million.
the ending of a trilogy. I'm just hearing about it for the first time, so anybody who is watching, please forgive me. I don't know the titles of the other two movie. Um, from what I've heard, it is an excellent, excellent movie, and people should go see it.
Hmm.
And it definitely made its budget back easily in the 5 weeks.
Well, let's look at
And
the last one. You've actually seen this last movie.
yes, I have. Number 15, Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing. It has made 735,000 weekend gross. I apologize. $735,422 with a markup of 355% viewership. It has also added 183 theaters, bringing it up to a total of 206 theaters. Its budget was only 200,000, I believe, if that much. It has already made, and no, you know what? It wasn't even that much. I think it was closer to $12,000, $13,000 that he shot this with, because he shot it in 12 days in his own house with friends
During Avengers.
during the Avengers.
Uphill both ways.
Yes, and in 3 weeks, it has already made 1,207,853. Its opening was just for independent theaters. The weekend it opened. It opened in 5 theaters, and it broke records for an opening weekend. Basically, if you were to take that, put it next to the Avengers, it opened as this tiny little independent film opened just as big as the Avengers did on the blockbuster end. That's how much weight Joss Whedon carries at this point.
Now all we need is a full-length feature film, Doctor Horrible.
Yes,
The
yes, we do.
Rise of Penny.
No, and that's pretty much it. We just wanted to have a little fun at the expense of Man of Steel, and just decided to go over the top 15 movies for the week. Because there's a few things in that we haven't seen. There's a few things that we wanted to recommend out of our own idea, and just go from there. Do you have anything nice to say to the people?
Please watch us if you're there.
Hello.
I need some kind of reassurance. I need your approval.
Because I won't give it to them.
Fuck you.
And would you like to tell the people where they can reach us?
Well, you can see the podcast right here on YouTube at Wobbly Pod. You can check us out on Facebook at Wobbly Pod. WobblyPod at yahoo.com. Or look us up at Wobbly Pod on Twitter. Or Wobbly Pod and Wobbly Pod, Wobbly Pod.
And there may be a wobbly pot in there. And hopefully, if everything works out and my basement doesn't completely flood, which I'm surprised it hasn't yet,
Ooh, got all fuzzy there for a second.
we will hopefully be back tomorrow to do the next episode of Taking on Trek.
Oh, that's right. We gotta watch TV now.
Yeah, I actually have to go back and rewatch those episodes because I have completely forgotten what happened in them. On that note, we will see you next week. Good night.
All right.